the second part of Syriac, in that we are going to discuss the Portuguese and Indian relation. Okay. History of the Malabar Church in the 16th and 17th centuries was eventful. The centuries-old tranquility and peace of the Malabar Church was distributed with the arrival of Portuguese. Vasco da Gama arrived in Kochi for the second time in 1502. Malabar Christian welcomed him with a great enthusiasm and presented him the royal emblems of Villarvattam. He was well pleased and promised to defend them from their enemies. The Portuguese defeated Arab force and the kings who supported them. In the beginning, the Portuguese was friendly with the Syrian Christians, and Albuquerque, the Portuguese captain made a treaty with the Raja of Quilon by which the Raja had to grant again the former privilege to the Christians there. Thus, the beginning of relation between the Christian and Malabar Christians were on a friendly note. But this friendship and alliance between them did not last long owing to various reasons. One was the political reason. So, in this Portuguese and Indian relationship, Vasco da Gama came in 1902 and he was pleased with many things. So he told that they will be protected from their enemies, and in the beginning the Portuguese was very friendly with the Syrian Christians. Then a Portuguese captain made a treaty with Raja of Quilon. So Portuguese and Raja had a treaty, and Raja said that the Christians will be given all the privileges, so that the Portuguese and Malabar Christians were so strong. Political reasons. Under the pretext of religious unity, they tried to make India a Portuguese colony. Their polluted intention really affected the harmony between the Malabar Christian and the Portuguese. Religious reason. The narrow attitude of the Portuguese made them to think that there is the true form of Christianity. Hence, they tried to impose Latin in the place of Syriac. With the aim of Latinizing the Syriac liturgy, the Portuguese started two theological schools, one at Karanganore and another at Vaipinkota in Kochi. In these schools, they never taught the Syriac Christian anything about Syriac tradition, the Syriac liturgy and Syriac language. The culmination of the Latinizing policy was the Synod of Edinburgh held on 20 June 1599. The Synod changed the tradition, lifestyle, and even the structure of the Malabar Church. Following the Synod of Syriac virtuality came under the administrative control of the Portuguese for the next 54 years, from 1599 to 1653. Okay, so this says that, as I told you earlier, there was a Raja who had a treaty with a Portuguese captain so that the Raja had to give all the privileges. On the first, the Portuguese and the Christians had a great friendship, and later it was but it did not last for long, and there were two reasons. One was the political reason. Political reason says that religious unity, they tried to make India a Portuguese colony, but their mindset wasn't so pure, so this led them to be enemy. And religious reason was that the Portuguese made them to think that theirs were the true Christianity, so hence they tried to impose Latin in place of Syriac, Latin, Syriac in the place of Latin, and they started two schools in which the Syrians were not taught there. And following the synod, the Syrians' virtuality came under the administrative control. Yeah. The next is Synod of Edinburgh. The Portuguese did not have an adequate understanding of the Church of Eastern tradition. They were under the impression that absolute conformity with the Portuguese way of worship was necessary for the unity of the Church. In 1597, Mar Abraham, the last metropolitan archbishop appointed by the Chaldean Patriarch, died. His archdeacon George, according to the custom and by virtue of appointment of Mar Abraham, took up the administration of Archdiocese of Angamadi. It was in the contest that Alex Dome, the Archbishop of Goa, visited all the churches of St. Thomas Christianity in Malabar in February 1599. It lasted for a few months and slowly earned the goodwill of the people. Then Alex Dome turned into the Archdeacon. He curtailed the power of Archdeacon George and was forced to convoke a meeting of the representatives of Syrians of Malabar. In 1599, on 20 June, Alex Dome convoked a synod at Edinburgh. 153 priests and 660 laymen from all parts of Malabar attended the synod. Archbishop Alex Dome presided over the synod. He asked the representative to condemn their legitimate head, the Patriarch of Persian Church. Then he ordered to burn many of the Syriac liturgical books, while others were corrected. In 50th decade of the synod caused the destruction of the large number of Syriac manuscripts. Also, some of the important books which were burned at the synod of Edinburgh are the Pearl of Faith, the Book of the Fathers, homilies, etc. Thus, by the synod, the Portuguese imposed their own customs, administrative systems, and liturgy among the St. Thomas Christians of Malabar. Most probably, there will be a 6-mark question from all these topics. Per question, 6 marks. And this is a synod of Edinburgh. Earlier, Mar Abraham was the archbishop, and which is appointed by Chaldean Patriarch. Later, the George was appointed according to custom. Then it was the contest. Later there came a man who visited all the places, and at last he turned to Archdeacon, and then he said many things to him, and they conducted a meeting in which 153 priests and 660 laymen all attended, and he asked them to burn some of the Syriac liturgical books, and some were also corrupted. And the books include the Pearl of Faith, the Book of the Fathers, homilies, etc. And later, the Portuguese imposed their own customs, administrative systems, and liturgy among the St. Thomas Christians of Malabar. ഈ ഒരു ഭാഗത്ത് നിന്ന് ഇത്രയൊക്കെ ചോദിക്കത്തുള്ളൂ. സോ താങ്ക് യു ആൻഡ് ഹാവ് എ നൈസ് ഡേ. റീഡ് ദ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് പ്രോപ്പർലി.